Hi, this is Jared Wells with LearnSpeed.com. In this video, we're going to review work orders. Work orders define the work you're going to do with your students. We're going to learn how to create a work order and how to communicate that work order to an instructor or counselor that will work with the student. We will also look at how to customize work order form. Work orders can be found in the student's LearnSpeed file. Let's look up Pablo Alfred's account in the account search. When you look up a student, you see that the student's information comes up with the client or the parent's information here at the bottom, but you'll also see that the parent's information is also displayed here. That's true also if you look up the parent's name. Here we've looked up the parent's name, Ashley, and we also have the student, Pablo, here. So whenever you search, whether it's for a student or a parent, you'll always see the pairing of the student and parent's information together. That's handy. Sometimes you'll have a parent call and you'll know the parent's name, but you won't know the student's name, or vice versa. Okay, we could go to the student's account to actually see the work orders sub-tab and view work orders that have already been created for this student. We can also create a new work order by just clicking on this button to the right here, and that's what we'll do. The defaults for the work order are concern, history, objectives, scheduling, and admin. Now these are fully customizable, and we're going to show you how to customize those for your company. Let's go ahead and create though a sample work order here. Alright, so let's just say that the student was having trouble with algebra, so we're going to provide algebra support. The concern was low test grades. Not completing homework. So we can get concerns. History might be specific information about this class or how the student has performed in previous math courses. Objective, what does success look like to the parent? Scheduling constraints and admin. So very easy to create these. If I'm creating this while I'm doing an intake with a client, I might want to save a draft midway through so that I know I don't lose any information if I need to walk away from this for a bit. Once we're done, we can save this. Let's go ahead and go to Pablo's account now. And we can see that work order that we just created. Here's that algebra support. We can view this by using the rollover on the information icon here. And we can also download this as a PDF file if we want to have a printout of that work order. Now once a work order has been created, we want to be able to communicate this to the person who's going to be providing services to the student. So I can click on the task button here, and I can create a task associated with this work order. I can put in a subject, put in a topic. Let's say that this is going to be assigned to our instructor George, and it's related to Pablo's account. I can put in notes like check the work order. You begin working with Pablo on the 6th. Okay, so if this instructor was going to be working with a student immediately, maybe I would leave the active date as today's date. But let's say he wasn't going to be working with him until the 6th of February. So I'm going to go ahead and make this active on the Wednesday, the 1st of February. And then I'm going to put a due date on this for the 3rd. So what's going to happen now is that on the active date, this instructor, George, is going to receive a task in an email, but also on his home page that has this note and reference to Pablo's account so that he can view that work order, and he knows that he's going to be working with a new student on the 6th. I can also put a due date, though, of this on the 3rd. The instructor is required to complete the note, and completing the task would be receive the information, I understand what I'm doing, or whatever they need to communicate back to the administrator. If they've done that, then I, as the administrator that created this task, will receive an email back that says what their completed note was. But more importantly, if the instructor does not complete this by the 3rd, I'll receive a past due notification. It will also show up on both George's and my homepage as being past due. So again, tasks are a great way to communicate about all sorts of things, in particular about work orders and new students. It's a great way to make sure that the instructor knows what they need to know before they begin working with students. All right, so let's go ahead and save that. Now, I told you that we can customize these work orders to fit your own business practice. In order to do that, we just go to the Admin tab, and we go to Configuration, and under Custom Text. So here what we see is down here on work orders, work order label 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 has our concern, history, objective, scheduling, and admin. You can change any one of these by simply moving to the right here and editing that label. You can change this concern to anything that you want. And you can also provide instruction. So we had an instruction for our first note, or the field for concern in our work order, capture what triggered the parent's concern, be specific. So I could either, by default there are no instructions, but if you want to make sure that all your administrators, if there's other people that are creating work orders and that they all follow a company policy, you can go ahead and add specific instructions so that they can see those instructions right when they're capturing that work order. Alright, so that's LearnSpeed work orders. If you have any questions about this process or feedback, use the feedback link at the upper right hand corner of the screen. Put a title on it, description, and you can either make it as a request or a user interface suggestion and submit that. We'll get back to you with as a response to your submission.